We're just going to start it. 10 minutes has passed, clearly. Today I got a special guest, Leo.
Hey there, how are you guys? I'm good, thanks. Thanks for asking.
So Leo, guys, is the head of content here at FundingRock, and he is becoming a trader. This is his first time on the trading room, so we want to give him a warm welcome. Let's see who's on here. If you're in here, I know we've only got a couple of people in here, but definitely give us a shout out and say hello, and we'll get started, man. So, Leo, what are we going to do today? We're going to go through the markets, obviously, but we're also going to go through some of the basic trading concepts so we can get you started in trading. How does that sound?
That sounds great. I'm glad to learn from the best.
The best, oh God, you're gonna make me blush. Well, you haven't started yet, so we have to wait and see. But let's go through the markets. Let's understand what's going on. We do have a trade in gold at the moment. We'll talk about the reason why we're long gold at the moment, and to be honest, it looks like it will push up on this stream or push down. We never know. But let's just go through the markets and see what's happening. So we're going to start off from the hourlies, and we're going to go through, first of all, what happened on the FTSE. Okay. So overall, the FTSE has just doing bullish market structure. Now, everything that I'm going to go through, Leo, if you got any questions, you can just shout out and I'll answer them, okay? So what I mean by bullish market structure, the market has been making higher highs and higher lows, okay? So we can see that the FTSE has been trending upwards, okay? These areas are the lows and these areas are the highs. And as you can see, it's going up in a stair-like fashion. So up the stairs, okay? That's a trending market, okay? Now, as you can see, the lows are always higher than the previous low. And for us, that just shows that we're in, obviously, an uptrend. Now, the FTSE, for anybody who's listening, obviously, we've been watching it and we've been still in this bullish market structure. Today, we've actually had the breakout. So we had the CPI on the pound. So we had a bit of a range until the CPI of the pound came out. Soon as that came out, you could see we had a really nice push in the FTSE. We haven't got a trade on there, so we're not going to talk about it too much. We're now going to go through and talk about gold. Obviously, same type of thing. Gold has been in a nice little uptrend. You can see that, higher highs, higher lows. We have had a triangle formation presenting itself, which is normally what we call a continuation type of pattern. When price is starting to get really, really tight in these two different areas, normally what would happen is we would get a continuation to push to take out another high. So at the moment on gold, that is what we're looking at. I'm going to pop some music on. And we can continue on. So at the moment we are long gold. Going to see what happens in here. We've got a break retest, and I'm looking for that continuation to that level. Okay, so that's what we're looking at the moment. You can see all the EMAs are up. You can see price had a really nice push. We had a very fast down into support. So hopefully we're going to get that continuation to take out that higher level. So that's what we're looking at on gold. Now on the 1 hour, we can still see that we are in this range, but we're getting to the apex. And what I mean by the apex, Leo, is this area right here. You know what an apex is? You know, like on
yeah, like on a knife, the point.
Yeah, it's like a point where everything gets really tight. When you see volume, when you see the candles getting into a really tight area, what they call that in technical analysis, they call that a spring. Okay, and what tends to happen? Sorry, not a spring, a coil. What happens with a coil? When a coil gets really, 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 really tight, it then expands. So that's what we're looking at. The same with price action. When price gets really, 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 really tight, then suddenly it expands. So that's what we're looking at for gold. Now, different times that this happened on gold, we can take this example right here. Same example here. That is another example of coiled price action. Okay, it's going from two different areas. Each time it hits these areas, so each time it hits these areas, here we go, you can see price then gets smaller and tighter and tighter and tighter until we have a really fast push up, a retest, and then the bounce. Okay, so guys, tell me what you guys are looking at the moment. We are long gold, and we're looking for this to push up and maybe break out of this pennant already. Let's have a look at the pound NZD. So yesterday we were in this trade. Obviously, again, we had price push up, retest down, another push up, retest down, and one more push up. Then we had obviously the CPI news. The CPI news that was this morning at 9 a.m. So around about this area right here. Okay. Now price at the moment, we've had this pretty big imbalance. An imbalance, if I say imbalance to you, Leo, what does that mean to you? What does that mean if I say imbalance?
That the amount of sellers and buyers don't really match?
Yeah, just like a scale. So you've got one side of the scale that is just overbalanced than the other side. So in this case, you can see price was pushing up, then suddenly the sellers came in, price pushed down, it's imbalanced now to the downside. So you can see that we've had this really big candle, which, as you can see, this is a very impulsive move, and we would call this an imbalance. Okay, because in this one candle, and this is on a 1 hour candle, there wasn't really any candles that was able to any type of retracements in this. So this, we would call this an imbalance. Okay, so you can see price had a push down, we retraced into this imbalance, and now we look like we're actually pushing down. Okay, now, targets on this, normally if we were looking for a trend continuation, what you would look for is, let's say if we were looking for a trend continuation on an uptrend, you would look for price to take out the high, retrace, take out the high, retrace, take out the high. Now does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Good. Same thing now if we have a look at the opposite direction. Now we've had a change in structure, and the reason why we had a change in structure is because price couldn't really break this high. This was the high. If we wanted to see that the market continued, we would have wanted to see this high get broken. And what did you see here? This bit of price action just confirmed that price didn't want to break higher. So for us looking at this now, we're mapping out the markets and seeing what's going on, we need to understand, okay, so price has failed to break higher. We have now the possibility that we're going to go down. Now, you wouldn't want to short this because you're still in this bullish range, okay? So you're still possibility within this area, you still have a possibility that price can just go up and down, and eventually then break up higher. How do we know now that we've changed and now we have the possibility to go lower? Is because we've broken structure. So this is doing higher, high, higher, low, higher, higher, low. Now with this candle, it actually broke that structure. This structure of the uptrend is now changed, do you think? Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not even listening to Alex. Alex is talking absolute shit.
No, I just want to understand. I see the line there.
Yeah.
Can I enter a short as soon as it breaks that line, or do I need to wait for the candle to close and then I can do the short?
Interesting. Now that depends on you. That depends on your strategy and what you're looking at. Now, one may argue, is okay, we've had this, we can say we've got this trend line. And it's a valid trend line because we've had 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, okay? Let's say, okay, it's not the best trend line in the world, but it is. Because we failed to break higher and now we've come back down to this trend line, you wouldn't really, in my opinion, you wouldn't really want to short right there. And to be honest, you're probably not going to catch this move right now. You could, after you see that price is starting to get weak, and the reason why you would say weak is because you've got this one candle, you've had a push up, and it's failed then again to come back down. You can see that? You've got this kind of barcoding. You've got this kind of barcoding type of pattern. So you've got price trying to push up. And as soon as it pushed up, it just gets demolished by the sellers. Okay, so for you, you can turn around and say, okay, we failed the high, we've come back down to a trend line, and now we're breaking through it. Maybe you would want to sell that, but you would be selling in support. So I doubt you would want to do that. Okay, the best place that you would want to do maybe is now you've had a break, quite a fast, powerful break. Now maybe you want to be shorting to go lower. Okay, because now you've broken structure. The likelihood of you going up is a lot less right now.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah. Does do the candle times matter, or it's all the same for all candle types?
The same pattern on one time frame is going to be patterns on the same pattern on the other time frames. It's all fractal, meaning what happens on the 1 minute, the same pattern happens on a bigger time frame. It just takes a lot longer. So let's say you could have a pattern like that on a 1 minute. Okay, that could take, all of this whole pattern could take around about 20 minutes. Now, if you were looking at this pattern on a daily, this would probably take about 2 months. If that was a daily pattern, maybe. Okay, but the pattern is still there. Okay, so it doesn't matter if it's a pattern on the 1 minute or the daily, the patterns are all the same. You've just got to understand how you identify them. That's all. So let's have a look at what we're doing on gold. Okay, so we're pushing up on gold at the moment. What we've done here, again, you've had the break, pushed higher, you've come back down onto the EMAs, and we're looking like we're just having that little bit of an impulse upwards. Okay.
Yeah.
We've got a comment. Hello. Where is Sackett, sir? Don't tell me you've got Lior here. You're telling me you want Sackett? Lior is here especially to come and learn from us. Gosh. Okay. So anyway, I digress. So what we would be looking from here, now we've had a change in structure or change in market structure. We've gone from an uptrend now to possibly a downtrend. We're looking to get short this. So we want to be selling in these areas. Okay. Fair enough.
Okay. When you say that area, you mean that rectangle you drew?
Yeah. So in trading, you've got areas where buyers come in. You've got areas where sellers come in, buyers and sellers. Okay, so let's say you've got this area for, for argument's sake, this is level 1. Okay, now when price comes into these areas, you have lots of different traders looking at this area. Maybe some people want to be buying, some people may be selling, and so on and so forth. And what normally happens in trading, when traders see that price starts going higher and then it comes back down to a certain level, they're starting to feel like this level is cheaper. Let's put it into a different example. Let's say you go into an Apple store one day and you see iPhones are at $1,000. Okay, maybe you don't want to buy it at that particular price because it's quite expensive. You come in a week later and suddenly they've got a discount of the iPhone being now $800. Now you're going to buy the iPhone because it's at a discount at $800. So let's say you buy the iPhone at $800, and over the next week, that iPhone goes up in price and now it's $1,100. You're like, wow, okay, I'm going to make $300 if I sell the iPhone right here. So maybe you're going to sell the iPhone at 1,100. And that is just the market. Prices going from areas of discount to areas of premium price. Sellers want to sell things at premium price, and buyers want to buy things at discounted prices. Now, as we're looking at here, at this area, while we're in this area and prices pushed up, buyers are looking at this when it comes back down to the area. They're looking at that as now a discounted price. Okay.
Yeah.
So this area is where it last was quite a good discount before loads of people started buying it. You can see here, before everybody started buying it at this area, it pushed up, it came back down to this area, and people started buying it again because they noticed beforehand that it was an area that people were buying. So that's why you saw a lot more buyers coming in. Now the opposite may happen. Now you can see the market has shifted. Prices have now dropped. They've come back into an area where people may think that there's going to be more people selling. And now you have the potential of people selling more of that product. Okay. And in this case, that's the British pound. So they can see prices come back into that area and now they want to sell it for instead of sell it. We love yours and Sakit's combo on stream. Brilliant. So let's have a look and see what gold is doing for us at the moment. We're running in a little bit of profit. Okay, so we're going to go down to, that's it. Now, if you were selling this area, where do you reckon is the best place to buy back what you've just sold? Do you know what I mean by that?
Where that kind of line at the bottom is, or where all the candles match?
So you're talking about here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be a nice area that you would, let's say you've sold this area. It's a nice area that you would buy back what you would close your position in that area. That's a good area, in my opinion. Okay. So that's the trade idea anyway, guys. Our British pound, New Zealand dollar. We've obviously had that push up. We've had a break of structure. Now we've had a retest. To be fair, I reckon price looks like it may come into this area and then back down to that area of prior demand. Let's have a look at what pound is doing. The same thing with pound. Same thing with pound. We've had on the 4 hour, we've had an uptrend. Okay. Now we've broken the trend.
Okay.
Let me just get rid of this. Sakit bro gave me 3 funded accounts for 1,000 each and 2 of 5,000. Sakit, are you selling accounts? Are you giving people free accounts? I'm joking. Gold pushing up, nice. So the same thing with this. We've got we've had bullish market structure on the pound, and you can see that from this trend line. You can also see areas of supply and demand. You know, prices pushed off, came back in, found buyers. Same thing with here. Prices come back, pushed off, come back in, and found buyers. Now we've broken that area, and now the pound is less valuable. People are thinking the pound is going to be less valuable. So where would we want to sell? Ideally, we'd probably want to sell in this area right now, because this is the area where buyers, a lot of volume, a lot of people were buying and selling. Now we've broken that area, we've had acceptance underneath it, underneath that price. So we know that people are interested in selling this lower. So we want to sell our stock at a higher price, and that higher price would probably be around about this area. So that would be a trade idea that we'd want to get into. So let's say we were going to go short. I would sell into that, and that would be the take profit, for instance. Okay, and there's a good area as confluence as well. We would want to sell back down into the prior area of demand where buyers came into the market last, which was there. So that's on pound. Gold looks like it's pushing up. Okay, USD CHF. Let's give you an easy one, actually. If I put this on the chart, we'll get rid of all of this. What would you say? Break down this chart for me if you can. What would you say is happening on this chart?
I would say we're currently at an uptrend.
Yeah, so you'd get a trend line, you'd mark out the uptrend. Okay, yeah. What about this current price action? What do you think is happening here?
I think there's some sellers trying to make it go down, but the buyers are pushing it back up. And I see a possibility for it to keep going up, and I would maybe do a buy once it gets back to the highest high.
Yeah, so you've got, if you have a look here, price was pushing up. It tried to push down, and you can see it tried to push down on this candle right here. But the amount of effort to the progression of that candle, it didn't do anything. So price, you found sellers in this area, it pushed down, but then it instantly got bought back up. So this, you would say, is an area of demand as well, because you can see that buyers overpowered the sellers in this area. So what you can do is you can take your little rectangle and just mark this out, so you know that that area is an area that potential buyers came into. Now, if you have a look at what happened with price came back down, came into that area, and then now is starting to push back up. Okay, so I think you're right. I think euro dollar is going higher, and I think the target you would put on something like this would be to take out that high, because you've had bullish market structure, you've had it come into a prior area of demand, and now you've already had acceptance over this range. With candles as well, if you have a look at this candle, the distance of this candle traveled, the body of this candle was 12 pips. Okay, look at the body of this candle. Okay, 16 pips. So you can see that there's a lot more buyers than there are of sellers in this particular area. So you're adding all of these things up. So you're in an uptrend, prices come back down into an area of demand. Now you've had more buyers that have shown than sellers in this particular area. So yeah, I believe you are right in this, and I think it is going up. And I think the next area it will come to is 1775. So we're gonna name this Lior's trade. Okay. So would you say you would buy there?
Yeah.
We'll put a buy there. We'll put a stop underneath this low, and we're gonna put a target at this high, and we're gonna call this Lior's trade. Okay, guys. I'm gonna put Lior's trade. And at the end of the session, we'll come and have a look and see what happened to it.
No problem.
Hi, bro. How's everything going? Total funded account payouts $540. Well done, mate. Well done. Okay, same thing. Euro British pound. So we've had this channel, we've had an area of demand, we've broken out, we've come back in, and now we've pushed back up. I do think again, you've got this level up here, the 88.01 level, where it looks like it's going to come up to, and even higher as well. Now, if we go onto a weekly time frame, you can see even more clearly what's going on the weekly time frame. So you can see that price is in an uptrend. We've had a break, we've had a retest, and now this area of demand, you can see that price has reacted to it, and it looks like it's pushing up. So the same thing that we would look on a lower time frame is the exact same thing that we would look at on a higher time frame. All right?
Yeah.
USD yen. Not really much to talk about. The same type of thing. We've come back. We've had a channel. We've broken out of the channel, and at the moment we're just ranging. Okay, so we're not really doing anything. We've come back into the area of demand and we've pushed off. Just gonna have to wait and see what happens with this. Okay, there's not really a trade I'm looking at. No. That is it for all the analysis on the main pairs today. Let's have a look at the S&P 500. We want to just see what the equity market is doing. We can see that we're roughly at all-time highs. We've got a bit of rounded price action, but nothing too interesting here, to be honest. That's it. Let's have a look, and we'll watch gold. We'll see what happens in this session. And we'll watch Leo's trade as well at the same time.
What are your thoughts on crypto trading for beginners, Alex? Do all the principles apply the same, or?
Same principles definitely apply. The differences with crypto is, in my opinion, at the moment, it's difficult. At the moment, crypto is difficult to trade, in my opinion, at the moment. I don't personally trade crypto anymore. I personally just buy and hold. I know you've got a couple of friends that are really good at trading crypto. You've got a couple of friends that are pretty heavy hitters, no?
Yeah.
Some guys making some big money. So look, it's the same principles. You've got areas where buyers came in, areas where buyers come in. So if you're looking at it from a long time frame, when price came back into this 120 area, you see it came back. Every single time that it has come back, it's had big reactions. So that was a big reaction. You also had big reactions away from it. So all of these are just showing to me that this is a big level where price has a big reaction to it. So if I was going to do anything, I'd be buying Solana in these areas. You just look for higher time frame areas and you just be buying and selling. The same lower time frame trading occurs, but it's just it's a little bit harder, I think.
Yeah, the charts look a bit messier than the ones you showed me before.
Yeah, like on a lower time frame, this is for me, this is quite tough. This is for me quite a tough trading. This is tough. Gets very choppy, I like to trade in continuation. So like price comes down, retests and continues to break the highs. I would probably lose a lot of money in areas like this because I'd be targeting these places. I'd be targeting for price to continue going up like that, whereas it just fails and comes just totally back down. So for me, crypto is a little bit harder to trade at the moment. Ooh, gold looks like it's coming down. What have you been trading then? So what's been your first initial, what have you been learning anyway?
I've been learning mostly by social media. So I think that for the past few weeks, months even, the gold has been very pushed out and everyone's trading gold. It's very volatile. So a lot of my advice is from gold traders.
We've got quite a lot of gold traders, haven't we?
Yeah, looks like gold's what goes now.
Gold is what goes. Yeah. Since you've been in FundingRock and stuff, what do you think about some of the traders, some of the funded traders? Their most tradable asset is gold, do you think?
Yeah, for sure.
Fair enough. What do you reckon? So I'm going to put you on the hot seat now, bro. What do you think that FundingRock has got over some of the other firms? What's our vision? Because everybody's been asking me in this community, what's happening with FundingRock, what is going on in the future, and I've been obviously telling them we're getting MT5, we're getting C Trader. What are the things that we do at FundingRock that makes us a little bit different?
I don't want to be biased, but
don't be.
We're very.
FundingRock is awful. You don't want to come here. No? Be biased. It's okay. We work here, so it's fine.
Yeah, I think so. A great point of FundingRock is that we're very connected to our traders. We try to build a community, support them, everything they need. If they want to learn, if they want support, whatever they need, we're there for them.
Yep.
And that's not something I see a lot of other firms doing and promoting at the moment.
Yeah. It's been quite difficult because I know the prop firm space has changed a little bit from when I first started. When I first started, it was very, very simple. There were simple rules. It was kind of more for the trader. We had, daily, a target, a daily loss, maximum drawdown, and that's it. But now you've got so many different things that are coming into the market. You've got, consistency rules, you've got, payout buffers, you've got all of these different things that have been added on top of it, which has kind of made everything a little bit harder for traders. What are your thoughts on stuff like that?
I agree with what you're saying. But FundingRock, we don't have any consistency rules. We like to keep it simple, no payout buffers. We like to push the simplicity. We don't like complicated things, not too many options.
Yeah.
Very basic, simple, but straightforward.
Yeah, I think that kind of stuff is super important, to be honest. Because as traders as well, all you want to be focused on is trading. And not, okay, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, I've got this buffer, I've got that buffer, I've got to get this consistency and that consistency and blah, 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 blah. So.
Yeah, in the end, our goal is to reward traders who perform well, and we shouldn't have anything stopping us from doing that.
I agree. Guys in the comments, whoever is still here, what advice would you give to Leo now he's starting trading? So now he is fresh. Maybe we should send him to ICT college. Should we send him to ICT?
What is ICT?
Now he's asked. Guys, that's what ICT is. ICT is a professional university for the retail trader.
Okay.
We're going to put you through. Do you know what? You've given me the best idea in the world. We're going to do a series of you learning ICT from scratch.
That sounds great.
Yeah?
Yeah, why not?
This is going to be the content on funding. We're going to do a series on FundingRock of you learning ICT. A total beginner. I'm excited for this, guys. This could be amazing. We can turn you into the next ICT funded trader.
Is ICT something, I hear it a lot on social media. Is it something complicated or it's one of the basic?
I don't know. Guys in the comments, if you're still here, tell me what you guys think of ICT. Do you think it's easy? Do you think it's hard to grasp? Tell me what you think. It's a little bit more complicated than the basics, but I think it gives traders a framework. And what I mean by a framework, it kind of gives them a little bit of an understanding of how the market works. Now, some of the stuff that is marketed, like these like the banks are after your stop losses and all these crazy things, we're going to ignore, but we're going to look at just the core concepts. And the core concepts are basically the things that I told you here, but they're just packaged in a different way. So the things like imbalances, support and resistance. I don't know, anybody who knows ICT would be able to help me with this, because I don't know ICT personally. But we're going to do this, and I'm going to be with you, and we're going to make a series out of it. Okay?
That sounds great.
Okay, good.
It's always good to learn something new.
We're going to turn you into the next six-figure trader, mate. You are going to make so much money on FundingRock. It is going to be crazy. We're going to be showering you in prop firm evaluation payouts. Okay? Good. I'm glad you're on board. Begin with ICT, grow with price action. So, Annie, tell me, where should we start in the ICT stuff? What are we doing? Where do I start and help Leo? Hold on a second. So we're gonna probably start. There's different playlists, okay? So you've got different types of mentorships, and we're gonna go through them. So I think you've got a mentorship for 2021, a mentorship for 2023, blah 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 blah. And we're gonna start with one of them, and we're gonna just document it. Okay, please send me. And that is it. So price is now pushing up on gold. Let's have a look at Leo's trade. We're still in break even. Okay, so we're in break even at the moment.
It doesn't look like it moved too much.
It hasn't moved at all. No, it's just stayed the same place. But the gold looks like it's okay. So you should begin with market structure. There's obviously a bit of a delay here, but we should begin with market structure. Annie, what is the best mentorship of ICT that we can put Leo on first? And what are your thoughts on TradeLocker, Leo? Because you've been on a couple of different platforms and you've played around with different platforms, C-Trade, MT5. What do you think of TradeLocker as a beginner?
I actually really love TradeLocker as a beginner.
Yeah.
It looks really modern, kind of neat.
Yeah.
More advanced than other platforms as a non-experienced user.
Yeah.
C-Trader I also really liked. MT5 was a bit hard for me to get the grasp on. It's a bit more complicated. It looks a bit outdated to me.
Yeah.
But I've heard from a lot of traders who trade seriously that MT5 is the best. So probably each one has their own benefits.
Yeah. I think with a lot of traders, MT5 is the be all and end all. Probably the reason why is because it's the one that everybody first learn on, and the first got their, everybody's, when they first opened a trade, the majority of people opened it on MT5, and it's very, very just basic. It hasn't got all the bells and whistles, but it is just buy, sell, super easy to use. So, but then again, TradeLocker is like it as well. Yeah, say that, mate. You can say we are allowing you to say whatever you want. We have free speech, fam. Okay. So I got out of gold. The reason why I've got out of gold, we've had a couple of attempts to push up, and at the moment we are at this higher time frame area of resistance. You can see that 1, 2, 3, and now 4 and potentially 5. So we've had a lot of taps into this. Eventually, I think when we get closer, I think we're going to find more opportunities to get long, but I don't know if this is going to be the trade right now that's going to really push up. So this is the reasons why I've got out. It still looks like it's in play, but I just don't want to be in it and I don't want to trade it. We're going to watch. Oh, Leo. Oh, bro. Your first trade on stream is in profit.
How much profit am I in?
You are up now 4 pips. 4 pips.
Okay.
Now 4 pips with one standard lot, that is $40 you are up right now.
That's nice money for that trade as a start.
That's great money. If you put 10 lots on, well, that would be 400. So you just got to put a little bit more size on and you're making money. But no, this is really pushing up really nicely. That's a really nice trade.
What time frame is this on?
Okay, so right now we're on a 15-minute. If we go to a 5-minute, we're just magnifying into price, and you can see we probably got into the area. We got into the trade a little bit in a bad area, but it's fine. You can see it's pushing up, and you can see it's pushing up quite a bit.
Yeah.
Realistically, if you were looking at to take this long, you'd want to be, like we were talking about, price. The patterns are the exact same. Well, you've got a good example of that here as well, because on those higher time frames, the exact same thing happened, except for this now is on a 5-minute. You've got higher highs, higher lows. Higher highs. Get rid of that. You get the gist. So really the nicest place to get into this trade, if you want to buy something, you want to buy it in a discount. So this would be classed, this area on a 5-minute time frame would be classed as a discounted area, because we pushed up, we've retested it in, now we've found more buyers. You see that big push in this candle, that would be for you the confirmation candle. So this candle right here would say, okay, we're making bullish market structure, we've had a massive buy candle, I want to be a buyer in this as well. I want to follow the rest of the buyers into the market, which is what you have done.
So basically, for a better trade, I would buy once that candle finished, right? Not at the start of that candle.
Well, yeah, look, it's worked out, the trade that we're in right now has worked out really well just because price is moving up. But think about it now, you've seen that loads of people have ran into the Apple store and they're buying loads of iPhones, but you're at the end of the line. By the time you get to the end of the line, price has gone from 800, but now it's gone to 900. It's still discounted because you think 2 weeks time, it's going to go back up to its original price. But you still buy it. You still buy it at 900 because you think it's still a good price. And that's all we've done. We've bought at 900 instead of at the front of the queue at 800. That's all. And we're expecting up here, this is where our iPhone is going to give us a good profit of $300 because we're going to sell that iPhone at 1,100. Actually, no, you bought it at 900, so not quite, but still, premise is still there.
Yeah. And regarding the risk to reward, what did you say here?
Wow. We don't know.
It looks pretty.
Yeah, pretty not very favorable. Yeah, this is basically you've got worse odds than blackjack. So you've got this is worse than blackjack. At least in blackjack you got 1-to-1, but this is by every $1 you're putting at risk, you're going to get 84 cents back, which is not very favorable.
Not at all.
Ideally, you would want to risk, if you got into here, now every $1 you were going to risk, you'd actually make 14. So $2.14 if you got into a more favorable area. So, but still, Still okay. Let's see. Gold still pushing up. Gold's an interesting one because gold is its highest price at one of its all-time highs. It's like, would you now go and buy something when it's the most expensive it's ever been? Most expensive it's ever been.
Logically, I would like to say no.
At what time? When is there an occasion where you would buy something that it's it's most expensive?
If I see for a few months that it keeps getting more expensive and people still keep buying it, then I might decide I'll join the trend and keep buying at all-time highs. But I need to see other people doing it as well.
Man, you're going to be a great trader. I feel it. I feel like you're going to be one of the big ones, one of the big traders, bro. Get you a 200k FundingRock account. Get you funded in no time.
I actually heard that even though it's prop firms, people should start small as beginners and not just jump to the 200k. What's your thoughts on that?
I agree. First of all, there's a thing about getting used to a certain amount of risk. Let's say you've never done any trading at all. Maybe you risking $1,000 is too intense. Okay. It's like do you know what a thermometer is? Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like you've got a certain scale now, and the amount of risk is the top of the thermometer. Okay. Now you might, if you push yourself too much, there's only a certain level that you can get to before you get too hot and before you overload and you blow up and you die. Okay.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah, of course.
With the trading, you've got maybe a risk thermometer and you're used to staying in a certain range, okay? And you're going to be okay and you're going to feel good in that certain range. Now, the more that you trade, the more experience you get, the bigger that thermometer becomes. Your thermometer actually changes and you get from now the range that you were at before. Now you're used to a bigger range, you're used to a bigger thermometer, and you just have to keep pushing it slowly. A little bit like going to the gym as well. When you go to the gym and you start benching for the first time, you don't go on a 60k bench straight away. First you warm up. Maybe you would only bench a little bit with the bar. So you push the bar a couple of times, you'd warm up, and then maybe you would only start with 10 kilograms. And that's all you're starting on, 10 kilograms. And maybe you'll do that for a couple of months. Your muscles will get stronger and you would get bigger. And then you would add a little bit of weight. So the next time you do it, maybe you're going to 20 and then 40, then 60. And eventually maybe you'll get to that milestone of lifting 100 kilo on the bench. It's the exact same thing with trading. You can't go from 0 to 100 because if you do that, you're going to hurt yourself.
Okay. And are you talking about risking percentage-wise or money-wise?
Well, it depends. Yeah, it depends on the account. You're always going to be risking the percentage in prop. You want to be risking the percentage of your account. Okay. So let's say you've got a 100k account. You're not going to risk, $10,000. Okay. You only want to risk maybe 1% of that, because don't forget you've got a daily drawdown and you've got also a max drawdown. You've got 5% daily drawdown, and then you've got a max drawdown of 10%. Okay. So you don't want to use all your ammunition all in one trade. Okay. Now you could be one of them snipers, one shot, one kill type of guy. Okay. Do you want to be like that? Because if you miss, okay, maybe you're out of bullets. So take it slow, 1%. The more bullets that you have, the more you're going to hit. That's all it is. So you'd start off, in my opinion, if you're brand new to prop trading, start off from a small account, 1% risk each time, and just slowly build up that experience. Train like you're going to the gym. Get better and better and better each time. Your trade is doing really nicely, mate. I think you are now up 7 pips. That's $70 on one standard lot.
Maybe should open my evaluation after this live.
We will open up your evaluation. We're going to get you started on ICT. We're going to, do a whole series. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And everybody in here, in next year, you are going to be the face of FundingRock. Okay? You're going to be the FundingRock ICT trader. Okay? It's going to be amazing. Absolutely fantastic. Guys, we're coming to the end at the moment. We're just going to go quickly through and just see what's been happening. Euro, British pound coming down. Lior's trade is going up. We've got USD CHF that is pushing down as well. Pound coming back up into this area of demand, area of supply as well. Not sure what's going to happen to that. Also here, we will update everybody on Friday. At Friday, we're going to do a recap of the entire week. We're going to have a look and see what has happened, and maybe we'll get into some nice trades. And by that time, maybe we'd already have filmed a video of Lior learning ICT. Okay. Anyway, that's it, guys. Lior, thank you very much for coming on to the trading room. Hope to see you again, and see you later, guys. Bye.
Thank you for the experience.
See you later, guys.
That's it, traders. So if you're ready to take your evaluation, you can go in the link in the description. You can start today. But if you're here just for the content, then make sure you like and subscribe to make sure that you don't miss out on the future. Best of luck.